My dear students, I welcome all of you for today's session on system modeling and simulation. In this session, we are going to have a discussion about the important phase, important steps, one of the important steps in simulation study. Means a, once a model developer has built a model, okay, it should be followed by verification and validation. Got it? So while I've given you an explanation about steps need to be followed in simulation study. Okay, there are a few steps, right? One is problem formulation, setting up objectives and overall project plan, conceptual models, and further steps. So in that, while discussing those steps, okay, I've given you a brief introduction, A1 to verification validation. Clear? So in this session, we will have a detailed explanation about verification and validation of simulation models. Clear? So it's one of the important phase in model building. Clear? So one more thing I need to tell. Validation should not be considered as an isolation. I mean to say, validation should not be isolated while model is being built. Validation should be considered as an integral part of model development. Okay. Now we'll have a look at agenda of this session. First, I will give you a brief introduction to verification and validation of simulation models. Okay. Then we'll see. We'll have a look at what actual verification means, what actual validation. Got it? And in model building, there are three phases. Okay. We'll have not three phases, there are three steps. Okay, we'll learn in detail about those. Now coming to introduction. So one of the most important and difficult tasks, okay, one of the most important and difficult tasks a model developer is facing, okay, while building a model is the verification and validation of simulation models. Got it? I mean, the most difficult task a model developer is facing usually are the verification and validation of simulation models. The engineers and analysts who use the model outputs, okay, I mean a model is being built, model is run, some output is being generated. Those outputs are being used by engineers or the analyst to help in making design recommendations. And the managers who make decisions based on these recommendations, okay, usually the manager will look a model being built with some doubt. Got it? So the model is being built by model developer, okay, and engineers and analysts recommend this model, okay, for designing a system, but the manager will look at a model with some doubt about its validity. So what should be done to overcome the doubt that a manager has on the model being built. Got it? Because time and effort has been spent on building a model by a model developer. This time and effort should not be wasted. Got it? Clear? So it is the job of model developer to work closely with the end users. Got it? The end users were given the problem statement and for whom the model has been built. Okay, the model developer should work closely with those end users throughout the period of development, throughout the entire schedule of building a model and validation. So that if the model developer works closely with end users, if the model developer works closely with end users throughout the development of the model and its validation, then it will reduce the doubt the managers may have. Okay. In turn, it increases models' credibility. I mean, models' weightage will be increased. The model's weightage, credibility gets increased because the model is being developed while working closely with the end users. Clear with this? So next, the goal of the validation process is twofold. Okay, the validation process has two goals. First, to produce a model, to produce a model, to build a model that represents true system behavior. Okay, I mean the what the model has been built should represent true system behavior. It should be close enough for the model. Okay, so that the model can be used as a substitute for the actual system. I mean, I repeat, the model that is being built should represent true system behavior. Okay, it's a true system behavior, and it should be used as a substitute for the actual system, so that my students or whoever may experiment with that model to study about system behavior, to analyze system behavior, predict system performance. This is the first goal. I mean, the first goal is to produce a model that represents true system behavior closely enough for the model. Okay, and that model should be used as a substitute for the actual system for the purpose of experimenting with system, analyzing system behavior, and predicting system performance. The second goal is to increase, okay, to increase an acceptable level, the credibility of the model, to increase to an acceptable level the credibility of the model, so that model will be used by managers and other decision makers. Okay, I mean the weightage of the model should be increased, the credibility of the model should be increased. There should not be doubt about the model for the managers. There should not be doubt for the decision makers, so that suppose the model's credibility increases, the model will be used by managers and decision makers without any doubt. So next, validation, as said at the start of the session, right? I told validation should not be seen as an isolation. Means, I mean to say isolation means separation, separate. I mean, validation should not be seen as a separate set of procedures that follows model development. I mean, developing a model is separate one, validating a model is separate one. We should not differentiate. We should not differentiate. Developing a model is separate one, validating a model is separate one. Okay. So we need to treat validation as an integral part of the model development. Validation should be treated as an integral part of model development. Okay. So while building a model, the verification and validation need to be integrated. So now let me tell you what actually verification means, what actually validation, what actually difference between verification and validation. Verification is concerned with building the model correctly, whereas validation is concerned with building the correct model. Don't get confused. Okay, should be cautious. So what actual verification is concerned with building the model correctly, means in verification, okay, we will compare the conceptual model, okay, to the computer representation. In verification, the conceptual model, what has been constructed, should be compared with its computer representation. Got it? So in verification, it involves comparing the conceptual model to its computer representation. Okay, then there may be some questions. Is the model implemented correctly in simulation software? Need to be answered in verification process. Means I said it's nothing but comparison of conceptual model to its computer representation. While comparing, question may arise whether the model implemented correctly in simulation software. Okay. Also, are the input parameters and logical structure of the model represented, implemented correctly using simulation software? Okay. So what actual verification is nothing but is concerned with building model correctly. I mean, whether the model implemented with correct input and correct structure. Okay, so it involves comparison of the conceptual model to its computer representation. Okay, I mean, using a simulation software, we will translate conceptual model to computer representation. The need is to answer the question whether the model implemented correctly in simulation software, or the input parameters and the logical structure of the model represented correctly. Now we'll have a look at validation. So validation is concerned with building the correct model. Okay, I mean an accurate representation of the real system. Validation is concerned with building the correct model. It confirms that a model is an accurate representation of the real system. Got it? Here it is confirmed. The model that is built is an accurate representation, okay, of a real system. Clear? So what I mean by validation? Building the correct model. Building the correct model means confirmation that a model is an accurate representation of real system. Okay. So now, how to validate? Okay. Suppose if there is any lag, okay. So we need to reiterate. Okay. So it means validation is achieved through the calibration of the model. Validation is achieved through the calibration of the model. Calibration means an iterative, means while validating, I may not satisfy with some performance measure. So what I will reiterate the model from the point where the system performance got lagging. Repeat this, okay, until I feel, okay, the system performance is optimal. Got it? So validation is usually achieved through the calibration of the model. Calibration is iteration. An iterative process of comparing the model to actual system behavior. An iterative process of comparing the model to actual system behavior and using the discrepancies, okay, if any, between the two, and the insights gained to improve the model. I mean, what I said, validation is achieved through calibration. Calibration means iteration. An iterative process of comparing the model with the actual real system behavior. Model's behavior, I'm going to compare with real systems behavior. Model's behavior compared with real systems behavior. And if any mismatch between the two, and what insight I'm going to get, I should make use to improve that model. This process is repeated until the model accuracy is just to be acceptable. So I said, right? If I feel a model lacks, okay, what I should reiterate. I should start from the point where I feel it may be lagging, the performance. I should redesign. Okay. So now to improve the model. So this process I should repeat until model accuracy is just to be acceptable. Clear? So now, okay, in this session, okay, we'll see, we are discussing about verification validation, right? So there are some methods we can use for verification and validation. Okay, most of the methods are informal, subjective comparison, but there are some statistical procedures. So means there are methods for verification and validation, few of which are informal, subjective comparisons, and a few are statistical procedures. Okay, so the advantage of statistical procedure, okay, that is the second type of methods, what I said. Statistical procedures, okay, is will deal with issues related to output analysis. Means model is built, it generates an output. That output need to be analyzed For that, statistical procedure is the best method. The statistical procedures, okay, involves issues related to output analysis. So what is output analysis? Output generated by the model to be analyzed for its efficiency. Got it? So what actual output analysis means? Output analysis refers to analysis of the data produced by a simulation. I repeat, output analysis refers to analysis of the data produced by a simulation and to draw inferences from this data about the behavior of a real system. Okay, see, I'm building model for some real system, right? I'm building a model for what? Some real system. So I want to study the behavior of that real system, right? So the behavior of the real system can be studied by knowing the output of that real system. But I won't work with the real system. I won't perform direct experimentation with the real system. So I've built a model. Okay, the model is validated, need to be validated or validated one. Model is producing output. That output need to be analyzed. Got it? That output need to be analyzed to study the behavior of the real system. So I repeat, output analysis refers to analysis of the data produced by a simulation. Output analysis refers to analysis of the data produced by a simulation and to draw inferences from this data about the behavior of the real system. So clear? Now we'll proceed further. So to summarize what I can say, validation is the process by which model users will get confidence that output analysis is making valid inferences about the real system under study. Means validation makes model users to get confidence that output analysis is making valid inferences about the real system under study. Now we'll have a look at the steps involved in model building, verification, and validation. Already I taught you about steps in simulation study, right? As shown in the form of flow chart in first module. So now model building, let me tell you. So there are the problem is that I'm going to give you or I'm going to show you one real system which is existing. Okay. So you want to work, you want to experiment with that real system. I mean, I want you to analyze, I want you guys to study the behavior of that real system. But what I won't permit you, I won't permit you a direct experimentation with real system. But I may perform, okay, if I'm familiar with that real system, I may not allow you to work, but I may demonstrate about that real system. I may tell you about some characteristics of that real system. I may tell you about variables involved in that real system. Okay. So, but I ask you if any how I can enhance the performance, what changes and all I can make to this system to improve. Okay. So first what you will because you're not allowed to work with the real system. Now you want to replicate that real system. You want to build a model for that real system. Means you want to build a model. You want to build a model you want to build a model that is exactly a real system. One second.
Hello, Moto.
So now what you will to know to study the behavior of a real system. So first you will to enhance the performance of the real system, what you will do, first you will develop a model for that. Your model should replicate the present real system in all the context. Got it? At present, what how real system is going to operate, how real system is going to perform, complete should be implemented in a model. Then you can work with the model. You can make apply changes or whatever it be. You can analyze the output. Then you can tell how you can improve the performance of real system. Got it? So clear, right? So to study, to enhance the performance of a real system, first I will build a model that is replication of the real system at present. Okay. Then we will work with the model, we will experiment with the model, and we will see whether the performance will increase. Okay. That will be analyzed to the output of the model. Then the same thing can be implemented in the real system. Okay. So now see the first step. Okay. The first step. Now I said, right, what you need to build a model for the current system, right? You need to build a model for the exact real system, right? Got it? For whose performance you need to increase. Got it? So the first step in model building, the first step in model building consists of observing the real system. Means first you need to your first step is you need to build a model. The objective is to build a model. So the first step in model building is you need to observe the real system for which you are building a model and the interactions among their various components. I mean, you need to observe the real system. You need to observe the interactions among its various components and collect data on their behavior. I repeat, first step, observe the real system. Okay, observe interactions among its various components and collect data on real systems behavior. But whether observation itself is sufficient. The observation itself might not be sufficient to understand system behavior. So what you should do? Some persons might be familiar with the systems, and I mean to say, those professionals who are working with that system. But the real system, some professionals are working, right? So contact them. Okay, ask some questions, get knowledge from them about the real system. Clear? So I mean to say, observation of real system itself is not sufficient. You may need to contact professionals, persons working with real system. Ask questions to them, get extract knowledge from them. Okay, those professions may be an operators, technicians, repair person, a maintenance personnel, engineers, supervisors, managers. Okay, you need to get not only observing system behavior, not only observing interaction among various components, not only collecting data on system behavior, extract knowledge from persons working with the system. Okay, so now as model development proceeds, new questions may arise. Now as you start building a model, a new question may arise, and the model developers should return to the step of learning true system structure and behavior. Okay, got it, right? So we have shown that's why first there's a circle that's showing real system. We have observed everything. Okay, so now you got the knowledge about the system. Now what you'll do, you need to construct a model, conceptual model. The second step in model building, the second step in model building is the construction of a conceptual model. The second step in model building is the construction of a conceptual model. I got it. So to construct a conceptual model, okay, now you observe system behavior, right? You have come to know what are the components that interact. You have got data on the system behavior. You have got extracted knowledge from the persons, everything here. Now you are about to construct a model. So while constructing a model, how you are going to construct a model? Because you have now a collection of assumptions, about the components. You have assumptions, some assumptions about the components of a system. You know the structure of the system. You know about hypothesis about the values of model input parameters. Got it? So now we are going to construct a model because you know assumptions about system components. Got it? We have collection of assumptions about system components, structure of the system, hypothesis about the values of model input parameters. So conceptual validation, now you have constructed a model, but what you need to do, you need to validate your conceptual model. So how you can validate your conceptual model? By comparing with real system. Got it? So now you need to validate conceptual model by comparing with real system. Next, the third step is the implementation of operational model, computerized representation. You had a conceptual model, right? What I said, once you have conceptual model, you need to translate it into computer representation using simulation language. Okay. So the third step is the implementation of an operational model using simulation software. Okay. You need to construct a operational model using simulation software. While implementing operational model, you need to incorporate. See, I mean, you're implementing operational model, right? Incorporate the assumptions of the conceptual model. Incorporate the concepts of simulation software. Means now I'm while implementing operational model for the conceptual model, I need to incorporate what and all assumptions I have taken into consideration. Okay, so model, clear with this. So again, now operational model has been done, right? So whether this operational model is final, it needs to be validated. If finds some lack in performance, what I need to reiterate, I need to calibrate the model. So I mean to say model building is not a linear process. As you can see in this diagram, in this figure, you can see it's not a linear process. Got it? So the model builder will return to each of the steps many times. Model builder will return to each of the steps many times while building, verifying, and validating the model. Got it? That I mean to say iteration process, iterative process. Model builder will return to each of the steps many times while building, verifying, and validating the model. So the figure shows the ongoing model building process. The figure on the slide shows the ongoing model building process in which the need for verification and validation causes continual comparison of the real system to the conceptual model and to the operational model, and makes repeated modification of the model to improve its accuracy. So I'll wind up the session. Thank you for listening.